Welcome. You have successfully checked into your abundance timeline.
Manifestation versus hard work. So, manifestation, which one is it? Do you just visualize your way to $1 million? Or do you hustle until your hands freaking bleed and you just hope that it all works out? Then you ask, wait, are those manifestation girls are they just delusional? Which one is actually true? So the problem is not whether you're working hard or not. The problem is who you are when you're doing the work, because you can work yourself into the ground, you can grind, you could sacrifice, you could really give it everything that you have, but you can still be broke. You can still be broke. You're still going to be stuck. Those wheels are going to continue to spin years later, wondering why is this not freaking working? And I have seen it happen over and over again. And people tend to pretend that it's a strategy problem, right? It's not. It's an identity problem. So if you are listening to or watching me on YouTube, this is the Rich Girl Podcast. My name is Karyn Medeiros. In case you are new here, I am an award-winning manifestation coach, 2-time best-selling author, and founder of the Rich Girl Network, which is a global movement of fully built coaching businesses in manifestation, mindset, wealth, identity. And today, on today's podcast, we are settling this debate once and for all. Hard work from the wrong identity keeps you broke. So we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about why. Now, if you are watching me on YouTube, you're going to be wondering why I am sitting here speaking into this little microphone that I am holding. It is because my podcast microphone broke. And so I have another one on the way, but this one I have to hold. So you're going to have to watch me hold. You're going to have to help me hold. You're going to have to watch me hold this little thing. Okay. So let's start here, because I think we need to acknowledge that what we were taught before, we can unlearn it, right? We were taught that hard work is the great equalizer, that if you just put enough hours, enough effort, enough sacrifice, then it's all going to pay off. The people who have more, they just work harder, right? That success is a direct result of output. So more in, more out. It's a simple equation, right? And that's not entirely wrong. I'm telling you that work matters, actions matter. And I'm not sitting here telling you go sit on your couch and manifest a Ferrari. That makes zero sense. But the grind culture version of hard work has a really dark side that nobody talks about. And that side is this: it teaches you to prove your worth through exhaustion, right? To earn your success through suffering, to believe that if it came easy, it doesn't count. Okay. And when you carry that belief into your business, into your money, into your life, you create this ceiling. Your nervous system is only wired to receive what feels earned through struggle. Anything that comes too easily to us gets rejected. So opportunities that feel easy, they feel effortless, can feel suspicious to us, right? Money that flows in without you killing yourself for it sometimes feels wrong, right? So let me flip it and let's address the other side of this. So there is a version of the manifestation world, and you've seen it, I know you have, where the message is basically just believe hard enough and it will appear, right? Raise your vibration, visualize it, close your eyes, script it, just feel it, and the universe will handle the rest. And after years of grinding and getting nowhere, being told that you can just receive it feels like the biggest gift of your life right now, right? Doesn't that feel much easier? Finally, I don't have to kill myself for this. I can just call it in, right? But here's what happens. You do the practices, you feel amazing for a week, right? You're meditating, you're visualizing all of that, and then nothing moves. No money, it doesn't show up, the clients don't come, the opportunities don't land like you want it. And now that's when you go into feeling like, oh, like I'm doing manifestation wrong on top of everything else, right? The missing piece is not you visualizing more or coming up with a better scripting practice. It is identity. It is who you actually believe you are underneath all of it. So you can script $1 million every single morning and spend, the rest of your life operating as someone who really does not believe that you're the kind of person who has $1 million. Well, guess what's going to happen? That identity is going to stick and it's going to win every single time. So the real answer is identity comes first. And so what I believe and what I teach and what I have seen changes women's lives over and over again, it's not manifestation versus hard work. That's not it. It's identity first. And then everything flows from that. So when you do the identity work, when you actually shift who you believe yourself to be at this level, what naturally happens? Your actions change. Why? Because they naturally align with who you are now. So someone who is wealthy in her identity makes different decisions than someone who's trying to become wealthy, right? Sorry, I keep banging my watch. You spot different opportunities. You have different conversations. You charge different prices. You say yes to different things and you say no to different things. The work is still there, but it feels very different because it's coming from a different place. So instead of working to prove you deserve it, you're working because it's the natural expression of who you are now. Does that make sense? That is the difference between hard work that exhausts you and inspired action that energizes you. So one is coming from lack. I have to earn this. I have to prove this. I have to fight for this, right? The other is coming from identity. This is just what I do. This is who I am. This is what women like me just naturally do. Same action, completely different energy, which then gives you a completely different result. So think about the last time you worked really hard on something and it didn't pay off the way that you wanted or expected, right? You put in the hours, you showed up, you followed every single strategy step by step, right? And it still didn't work. So now what you know now, I want you to ask yourself, what was the story underneath the work, right? Was it, am I building something amazing? Or was it, I really fucking hope this works. Like, please let this be enough of what I'm doing. Because those two inner experiences produce two completely different outputs, even if the action looks identical from the outside, right? When you work from a scarcity identity, from I need this to work because I'm not okay if it doesn't, then you repel the very thing that you are working towards. Your energy is tight. Your decisions are based off fear. You over deliver because you're terrified of not being seen as enough, right? You undercharge because you don't actually believe that you're worth more. You burn out because you're literally running on anxiety. And you do this for years, you do this for decades, and you never break through because you were working from the wrong identity the entire time, right? It wasn't because you weren't working your ass off. You were. Like, for an example, you have two different women, okay? Two different women, but in the very same position. So let's just say I was in network marketing years and years ago. And so I like to use this example. So you have two women who are selling the same thing, okay? They have the same upline, they have the same team, Everything is amazing. Okay. They have every single tool that is available to both of them. One has done the inner work and has stepped into her identity. I am somebody who sells, I don't know, $1,000 a month, $50,000 a month, whatever it is. Like she knows I'm going to the top. This is who, this is how I operate. I know that like the identity of who I want, she's like, she's here. I'm here, but I know that I need to work from the identity of somebody who is already there if I want to get there. The other one doesn't do that. She just follows the strategy that her upline gave her. The upline gave them both the same strategy, the same plan. I want you to do this, 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 and this, right? They both go out and they do it. And the one who is working from the identity always wins. Always, always, always. Now, I'm not saying her over here, I'm not saying that she can't get to that, but it is going to take her much longer to get there. She's going to get there. She's going to take that for a month or two, and she's going to drop right back down. And then she's going to ask herself, why is it that I get to a point and I can't keep it? It always comes down because she hustled. She worked her ass off to get there. You can, but you'll never be able to keep it. And then the one that works from the identity is always moving up because she's already in that identity. Does that make sense? So what does it actually, so now we have to shift. So what does it actually look like to work from the right identity? It looks like taking action because you're already her, right? The one that you see, what she does, how she acts, that's her, right? The woman who has what you want doesn't work to prove that she deserves it. She works because she loves it. It's fun. It lights her up. She cannot do it. So that desperation energy is gone, right? The proving is gone. What's left is just the work. It looks like being able to rest without feeling guilty that she's not doing something else, right? You don't have to be on 24 hours a day to feel worthy of what you're calling in or what you're trying to build. It looks like making decisions from expansion instead of fear, right? Not what I have to do to survive, but what do I want to do? What would be ideal for me? What would be dreamy for me, as my friend says, right? What would make me happy? This should look like receiving opportunities, receiving money, receiving support, receiving without feeling like you need to earn it more. You know that you just receive good things. That's just what happens. So how do you accelerate this? Identity shifts just don't happen in your head. They happen in relationships. They happen in communities. They happen when the right people are surrounded around you, right? When the right women who already embody that identity that you're trying to step into. And so when you're surrounded by those type of women, their presence give your body and your nervous system permission to match their same identity. Okay. So when you're in a room with women who work from abundance instead of fear, who take action from identity instead of desperation, like, oh, I need this to work, what happens? You start to recalibrate. You start to see what it actually likes to be her. I will give you an example. This is all women listening. Why do you think that women sync their periods with one another when they hang around each other? Right? You know that. If you start to hang around somebody long enough, you will sync your periods. You're syncing your energy. You're starting to recalibrate with that person. So can you imagine if you are around a person that is working from the identity similar to the one that you want to be like or be around? What's going to happen? You're going to be able to recalibrate that identity much, much faster. That's just how it works. So this is why I created the Rich Girl Network. It literally exists because identity shifts shift faster in community. They shift faster when you are surrounded by those women. You can't borrow belief from being by yourself or being in isolation, right? The version of you who works from the right identity, who takes aligned action, who receives very easy, very freely, who's done proving and grinding, guess what happens? She emerges faster when she is surrounded by women who are already there. So if you're tired of working hard and not seeing it match, right? You know that the problem is not your strategy, but it's your identity. So just come find your room. Get in the right room, right? That's why the Rich Girl Network exists. It is the community where we all do this together. So as I close this episode up, I want you to stop asking yourself, am I working hard enough? I want you to start asking yourself, who am I when I'm working, right? Hard work from the wrong identity will definitely keep you broke. I can guarantee you that. Money may always come in, right? You always may have money coming in, but I will guarantee it will always leave again. You will be like, I make all this money. Where is it? What do I have to show for it? Well, because it comes in because you're working hard, but you can't keep it, right? You can't keep it. Aligned action from the right identity, that is what goes on to build empires and to build legacy. So I want you to say this with me. You might have to listen to this once and then rewind so you can write it down. But I want you to say this after me. I release the need to prove my work, my worth. I release the need to prove my worth through work. I take action from who I already am. And I receive everything I have called in with ease. And I want you just to when you're saying that, I want you to feel that. Say it every morning. Say it every morning until you actually believe that you don't have to prove your worth by working 24/7. Okay? Yay. All right. Thank you for hanging out with me again this week. I appreciate you all so much. If you love this episode, I would appreciate it if you would share it so others can hear it too. Tag me on social media and stay rich, my rich girls. Ciao.